Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis Mew once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time it is going to be on Strange World. Now this is Disney's newest animated project, and we follow this man named Searcher, who him and his father used to go on a crazy amount of adventures in their world, but when him and his father separate due to them not agreeing on something, 25 years later, he reunites with them, but he also has a son and a wife, and of course, he didn't know about that, so they tried catching up, but of course, their relationship was very complicated, so now him and his family are going on this massive adventure through this massive world that they've been living in up on top, but underground, there's a lot more to the world than what they originally anticipated. Now, this is playing in theaters, not on Disney Plus. I feel like Disney's really big projects, most of them are just sequels, like, of course, Hocus Pocus 2 and Disenchanted, and, of course, the live-action Pinocchio, but I'm glad that went to Disney Plus and not in the theater, because, oh boy, but, whatever. But when it comes to their animated films, they've still, besides Pixar, have still putting their regular animated films to the big screen, their original ones. Well, I don't really feel like there's that much originality in here. I'm not saying the movie is bad, because I had quite a bit of fun with this film. It's just that, to me, I feel like it isn't as, I don't know how to put it, as adventurous, because when it comes to the adventure is mostly on the lighter side of exploring this massive world and just focuses more on the family drama that these characters had. Now, it has a really top-notch voice cast. You got Jake Gyllenhaal, David Quaid, and they play characters that I feel are likable, but they're not like insanely like new memorable characters, the most memorable characters in all of Disney or anything like that. Like, they're definitely not Aladdin or anything like that. They're just a likable enough family. I mean, there's this one guy, his son Ethan, who's actually gay and has a love interest that's a guy. So yeah, that might piss off a lot of parents, but, you know, that happened in Lightyear, that pissed off a lot of parents, and, of course, that film underperformed. So I have a feeling that this might underperform, not because of that, but maybe due to bad marketing, because it's not nearly as marketed as well as some other films. I mean, Encanto did alright at the box office, but it didn't nearly make as much as Frozen. But in terms of new modern Disney films, I feel like this is one of the weaker ones, because, of course, you know, him and his father separated because he wants to be more of a farmer, and he wants his son to be more of a farmer, but when he sees his dad again, of course, he's worried that his son might be more like him, because, you know, he's kind of a bad influence because he left his family for more of going on a major adventure to see what the entire world is like. But, yeah, as for the world story, it's just like they're trying to save the world from ending, but I feel like what really saved that aspect is the twist that it has towards, like, I guess the end of the film. Yeah, the end of the film. I found it to be very unique and could have worked a lot better if it had a better main story of characters that had a past with a complicated relationship with family and stuff. But I mean, him and his wife have a strong relationship. It's just him and his son and his dad. It's kind of like I'm not getting along with my dad, and I'm not getting along with it. I don't know. It could have been handled so much better, but it's just something that I could have sworn I've seen in other movies before, which I'm pretty sure I've had. It's just been a long time since I've seen them. But I will say, the world, it is beautiful. It is breathtaking. It is outstanding. It reminds me of some worlds that we've seen in modern video games, like No Man's Sky or The Outer Worlds. That's the one thing. It kind of reminds me of The Outer Worlds. And when it comes to characters, easily the show stealer is this one character called Splat, which is just like a monster shaped like a splat or whatever. Yeah, he's definitely no Socks because he doesn't really talk and he doesn't have a face, but he's more where the comedy comes in, and it has a decent amount, just doesn't have as many memorable jokes as I was hoping for. But hey, the movie was never boring. Like, it was really well paced. Like, it felt way shorter than it needed to be, but hey, and that's kind of not always a good thing, but that's not always a bad thing, because it's just trying to get straight to the point. Well, not really, because of course there's the family drama and the world stuff, and There's also a twist villain, which doesn't really last very long. It's not really a villain. Like, there's no real main villain, which is kind of a bummer, because with a world like this, you would expect like a major villain, but there really isn't. I know I've kind of been nitpicky and kind of negative about this movie, but I thought this was a good enough time. It was a fine enough experience. I mean, the adventure was fun, the world was nice, characters were likable, but its storyline with the family and basically dad relationship, it's yeah, it's kind of lacking. But hey, the adventure was fine enough, characters were likable enough, and I mostly enjoyed what was going on in this world. I just wish it could have focused more on that instead of the whole family drama thing, because it could have been handled quite a bit more, because it's been done in other familiar films and stuff like that. I'd say this is worth one viewing, because it's definitely not as rewatchable as something like Wreck-It Ralph, and I've rewatched Wreck-It Ralph like tons of times, and even Big Hero 6. It's definitely not a new Disney classic. Like, I feel like it's kind of a bummer, because I feel like it could have been a lot better. Like, they could have done so much more to this, but it wasn't entirely everything I wanted. But hey, I enjoyed myself. I mean, there wasn't a time where I just wanted to completely like leave. I mean, there really isn't a movie out there that I would just like to completely leave from, because I just paid for this movie, and all I'm saying is that it's certainly not one of Disney's best films, but it's watchable. Kids will probably enjoy it. Adults will definitely enjoy it a lot more than something like, I don't know, the Smurfs movies. But hey, it's watchable, but not an instant classic or anything like that. Oh boy. I got so many. There's just too many movies coming out this weekend. A lot more than last Thanksgiving. There was like 3. This Thanksgiving there's like 5. But of course I'm gonna spend a lot of time with my family, because that's what Thanksgiving's all about. So I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. And yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.